Welcome to this special second edition. Cup of coffee with yours truly, Adrian Hana Dragon. We're gonna then do a rock and roll. First and foremost, I want to express my gratitude, thankfulness that my rent is fully paid for this month of February, as it is February 16, 2023. I want to thank the farmers, because everybody gotta eat, even Wall Street. Gonna rock and roll a little bit for the farmers. Take a sip of coffee for the Grateful for the coffee that my rent's paid, electricity bill is paid. Thank you, workers of the past, present, and future. Credit you now and in the future. Big rainbow dragon hugs with big rainbow dragon kisses. Thank you for the electricity. It's a privilege of civilization, of course. All the things that we enjoy, we have the internet, the electricity, of course, and to know the fact that here in Quebec, La Belle Province, it is clean, zero pollution, zero emission, renewable energy. So workers since 1944 who with brains and muscle, built more than 63 dams across this Belle Province, La Belle Province. From 1944 until today, I'm going to bless Hydro-Quebec workers and all members working involved in Hydro-Quebec that in the next 7 years from now today, starting February 16, going to build 7 more dams in the next 7 years, which are clean, zero pollution, zero emission, renewable energy using it. And I see more and more buses, electric buses on the roads in Montreal. And of course, I'm driving my steel toe boots and winter boots now in this still winter. Gifted from my anonymous sister friend, whom I asked twice already to marry me. Perhaps the third time will be yes. Special marriage, androgynous pansexual BDSM open switch. 1 day out of 7 cuckold marriage. For world peace, for world peace, for world peace. Marry all my allies and armies, pledge your allegiance, legion, we're gonna rock and roll. Thank you, farmers, for the food. From the rock and roll, from the Montreal, yours truly, Rainbow Dragon's Lair. Thank you for the food, for the farmers, for the truckers. The truckers now on the trucks from Mexico, from the USA, from the Canada, this North America. Sing it on the highways, sing it on the streets. For the workers warehousing, for the farmers and the butchers and the cooks, and the nurses and the doctors and those electricians, pluggers, yep. For those firefighters, yep. For those public security workers, do some little bit of clapping, yep. Do a little bit of tango, do a little bit of with some tango. Do it with a guitar, do it a cappella, do it with a rock and roll, sing it fella. Sing it for that North America, sing it for that NORAD, sing it for that metal and that rap, for the farmers, butchers, truckers and the farmers, everybody involved in the production and distribution of food. I'm grateful, thankful I'm gonna have a late lunch after this session. Bread and butter, literally bread and butter, literally bread and butter. It's gonna fuel me energy to write some more poetry, rock and roll, continue with my theory, check my emails as we embark on this second day, on this day 9 of my ongoing 40-day, new 40-day and last 40-day journey, calling all willing living to support the implementation of my trinity of theories. The CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, the DRT, Debt Refusion Theory, and the DFT, the Democratic Fusion Theory. That trinity of theories to be implemented via the fourth dimension, and that fourth dimension is LOV, calling on all willing loving to support the implementation of the aforementioned trinity of theories via love, and to create the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions, basically fundamentally the private and the public partnership, of which I'm advocating, calling for, and have been advocating and calling for in the past days, weeks, and will continue in the coming days, today as I'm doing it today, for the creation of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, the Dragon Army, to be a public and a private partnership in all things for defense, strictly for the defense of the North American Civilizational Collective, aka the North American Civilizational Complex, or the Collective North American Civilization from North America, for defense, strictly and solely defense of North America, and the security and the services with consent and hygiene, mutual understanding, and LOV, and recorded everywhere with websites, with public-private partnership with my astrological brother Bill Gates, Microsoft, my Zuckerberg of Facebook, and Elon Musk, and all governments and institutions to support the public-private partnership of the Dragon Army, aka the North American Citizen Integrated Defense and Security and Service Force, before both security and service and strictly defense in a parallel, complementary, covenant, and cooperative way with the International Citizen Integrated Dance League, aka the International Integrated Dance League, the North American Integrated Dance League. Calling on my brothers in the patriarchal, I'm gonna say patriarchal due to being the only sports leagues that, of course, do not make close. The women's sports leagues do not make even close economically, financially, commercially to what the aforementioned sports league made. My brothers in the NFL, National Football League, in the NHL, National Hockey League, in the NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB. You know that yours truly loves a little bit of basketball, loves hockey, loves football, gridiron, the workout training program, but dancing is my favorite sport, and of course, other sports, boxing, challenging Donald Trump first and foremost, Tyson Fury second, and then stand in line whoever wants to tango, box yours truly, Rainbow Dragon. Because of course I fight my own battles, and Dragon Zero fights his own battles. If you're gonna freestyle battle rap, dance battle rap, or put on some gloves, thank you to my anonymous sister friend. I mean, if I make a million, gonna give her half. If I make a billion, gonna give her half. Make a trillion, gonna give her half. For gifting me those red gloves, which I've used them a lot. They're a bit damaged, a little bit of puff coming out of them when I hit hard, but still gonna box Donald Trump, Tyson Fury, and whoever else stand in line, whoever else first. But first Donald Trump has, or vice versa, Tyson Fury, because I heard he was the best. So in the coming days, weeks, months, I'm gonna train for Tyson Fury as Dragon versus Fury supported for the workers. Best be sure I'm gonna give to my sister, buy her a house, anonymous sister friend. Pay my $10,000 debt to the RBC and pay all my debt. Not that much, about $10,000 in debt, but now interest servicing has increased with food prices. But I'm grateful, thankful for today. My rent's paid for the month of February. Got food, got coffee, so I can continue writing, checking my emails, sending emails for inviting for partnership, cooperation, and collaboration in everything that I do as an independent artist, independent athlete, independent activist. AAA artist, activist, athlete, world peace advocate, geopolitical analyst and theorist, philosopher, and fundamentally the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet who also is a universal spiritual teaching student who's non-sectarian, non-dogmatic in all things by principle and application of the principles, such as my philosophy and spiritual, psychological, sexual philosophy that the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose, and how do we invest in the body? By working out, training, and exercising. I'm encouraging all to work out, to train, and to exercise. Working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice, and I believe it is for many. So, of course, I'm on a fitness journey, independent fitness captain, lost more than 77 pounds. Created my own workout training program system, officially titled the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragon Army Workout, which I've created, made, and designed to go hand in hand with such a scenario as it is concordant with today's geopolitical situation. You heard that correctly. I got proof of work and have hundreds of workout videos where I discuss the scenario, and of course, I'm gonna delve a little bit into it now. So if you don't know what I'm referring to, of course, back in 2019, yours truly, fitness captain, independent, an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, had concluded that we, humanity, are on a path towards an international conflagration, aka World War III, and so made and created my workout training program system to be an effective, simple workout training program exercise, which requires no equipment, and it's which have been and will continue to advocate for the mass financing across the North American civilizational collective, across the collective North American civilization for citizens to do, to implement it into mass finance and incentivize, because of course it is a workout training program which is effective, simple, and efficient, and which increases general overall fitness. My workout training program increases general overall fitness. Simple, effective, and efficient. I am encouraging and advocating for the incorporation into schools. As young as 7 year old can try to do my workout. It's just simple, effective, and efficient within the rules. Takes about 50 to an hour to do it. Could take it a little bit more, a little bit less, but nonetheless, it can be done within The rules are simple, effective, and efficient. So these are the rules of my workout. The Dragon Army workout, officially titled G General War Integrated Total Body Training System. One is allocated 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks, 13 repetitions maximum per set, 3 minimum, anywhere in between 7, 6, 9, 5, whatever the number is in between those until one gets to 100. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks, 13 repetitions maximum per set, 3 minimum, anywhere in between 7, 6, 5, 9, whatever the number is. 31 seconds minimum of marching or jogging or running or walking fast pace is required in between. You can do it within those rules, four main numbers, 93 for the total allocated minutes for one to complete the workout. 13 and 3, they go hand in hand together. 13 maximum set repetitions per set are allowed, 3 minimum, anywhere in between you can do it is now regimented. So you can do it differently every time within those four rules. Four main numbers, 93, 13, and 3, they go together, and 31 seconds is required of marching or jogging or running or walking fast pace in between. So in other words, once you start the countdown, there's no stop, no pause. You got to keep it in motion, keep it in motion. That's my workout training program, advocating for the incorporation across schools, high schools, and even universities. And of course, to be incorporated as part of the physical education curriculum of North America throughout the collective North American civilization. And so I am a world citizen of the world, LGBTQ citizen of the world peace advocate, and was born in many past lives, many incarnations, twice in past lives in the United States, 156 years ago in a past life when I was incarnated in the United States of America, served in the U.S. Army 718 miles south of Montreal, aka Hawk Island, aka Montreal. Served in the U.S. Army, so to my brothers and sisters of NORAD, as I'm meditating on my concordium and the parallel of my workout training program system and the current geopolitical situation and analysis with, of course, the intrusion by, don't know yet. Of course, we know that the balloon was from China. China claimed it was a weather balloon. We're still to clarify the situation, but of course, another three objects which were shot down across North American civilization and NORAD. And yours truly for the defense, security, and service, the Dragon Zero, Dragon Army proposition for the public-private partnership fundamentally, as I am a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist, firmly believing in my Trinity of theories for the creation of these two new complementary covenant of cooperative institutions, public-private partnership institutions, which I am. Therefore, joy and pleasure in the rebirth, regeneration, rejuvenation, healing, ensuring of liberty, and freedom is a double-edged sword. I have freedom tattooed on my arm here. See? FREDOM7 letters, holy sacred divine word. I admit by my solo I'm not worthy or able to lift the sword of freedom. Is too double-edged, too heavy, even for this rainbow dragon. Got some brain and some muscle. At some things I am mediocre, at other things average. At some things I'm so-so, while admitted that at some things I'm so-so, at some things I'm average, at other things mediocre, I'm super excellent and great at some other things, such as geopolitical analysis and theories. Got some brain and some muscle. I'm the best poet combined with dancing. I'm the best poet when you combine it with poetry. Perhaps not the best poet, but the best dancer for sure. But in combination, I'm the world's greatest living millennial dancing rainbow poet, because the best poet ever, still is today, was a fool by the name of Aleister Crowley, whose poetry is my favorite. Aleister Crowley's poetry is my favorite. Aleister Crowley's poetry is my favorite. 2:20 p.m. EST, Hawk Island, Montreal. You still got 2 hours. Wall Street. Buy, sell, trade stocks, futures, options, puts, buy, sell. Please, 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 the call of the heart for this independent, financially struggling, independent artist, athlete, activist, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, philosopher, universal spiritual teaching student, and independent psychological analyst and theorist, and calling for Wall Street to please, if you make a million buying, selling, trading stocks, please give 10%. 10% of a million equivalents to 100,000 divided by 4 is 25,000 for different causes. Food security first, because everybody gotta eat. Even Wall Street, everybody gotta eat. Even Wall Street, everybody gotta eat. Even Wall Street. And of course, calling for them to give some charity to food security, women's sports league, LGBTQ causes, and environmental causes. As I am, of course, myself financially struggling, can give a little bit to finance the buy my hoodie, buy my socks, buy my jeans, or auctioning 93% of all the items which I do own own here. PayPal North America business only. PayPal North America business only. PayPal North America business only. I'm of course certified. I have years of hundreds of videos, poetry or movie reviews and workouts and training and artistic and hygiene. Me taking a bath. If you want to sponsor Adrian Hunter Dragon taking a bath, please be sure cause a dedication to XYZ causes. Yours truly is triple vaccinated and open for business. My rent's paid for this February. Grateful, thankful that my rent's paid. Electricity bill is also paid. So electricity bill being paid. Thank you, farmers, farmers, farmers. Butchers, bakers gonna do a little bit of meditation on all the truckers now. Let's do a meditation because if I would have a radio show or a television show, there wouldn't be one where I wouldn't say big love, big hugs, big dragon hugs, because that's what I offer. Put on the table first and foremost kisses, because I'm founding the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom first and foremost with 718 trillions of kisses sent from the good of heaven, starlit heavens above. Sent one kiss to her sister who dances with her brother the sun, and by that dance created all the fruits, vegetables, and legumes and grains, which our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest for us to make, upgrade, and maintain civilization. And of course, even this black coffee bean, which comes from a red berry, was made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun, as all fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced. And all the grains are made, created, and produced by that dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. That our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest for us to make, upgrade, or maintain civilization. So first and foremost, I got credited kisses with the condition the goddess forgotten. So I want to build if I want to build some temple, I'm gonna build a temple for the forgotten goddess. That's gonna be the name of the temple, Forgotten Goddess Temple, with special instructions, right, for dancing, sunrise, midday sun, sunset, midnight, and rituals of pleasure and purpose and hygiene and bath and dancing and singing and dancing and singing and dancing and singing. The Forgotten Goddess Temple. With kissing and hugging and tickling as part of the rituals of the Forgotten Goddess Temple. And blessing of the farmers and all those involved in the production and the distribution of food, and of course in all things of civilization, as I'm calling for the creation of the DGA, the Dancing Goddess Army, of course, to be a public-private partnership institution for us to, of course, attain harmony between civilization and nature, to attain harmony between civilization and nature, to attain harmony between civilization and nature. Here I'm grateful in La Belle Province that, of course, these dams, 63 of them, let's get to 70 in the coming 7 years. Gonna give workers to build those 7 more dams in the coming 7 years. Kisses, hugs, kisses, hugs to build 7 more dams across this La Belle Province, because I'm utilizing this electricity that I'm utilizing to do this video. My coffee brewer have it on. It utilizes clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy. Clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy utilizes clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy. So I'm grateful, thankful for that. So the dream, my dream for world peace, manifesting as the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom, which I'm the androgynous pansexual founder thereof, and I'm founding the kingdom, the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom, and our one, the empire of the dragon. It's one empire in the dancing kingdom with the dancing goddess kingdom, and our one empire in the sun and stars on earth. For the greater good, I'm laying the foundations with 718 trillions of kisses. First and foremost, then some push-ups, some marching steps, and some brains and some muscle, and some brains and some muscle, and some brains and some muscle. Not perfect, far from it. Got some issues, got some vices. Don't play it self-righteous. I got some issues, got some vices. I don't play it self-righteous. I got some issues, got some vices. I do not play it self-righteous. I do not play it self-righteous, and it has to be open in freedom. If Dragon Army, of which I'm Dragon Zero, calling for the public-private partnership for a North American strictly defense service and security force. They encourage citizens to work out, train, exercise, and to offer all services which possible. Because, for example, what can you do? I can cook, I can march, I can sing, I can tickle, I can massage, learn massage therapy during COVID, I can clean, I can cook, I can massage, I can write, I can do so many things. I can march, 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 I can dance, 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 I can kiss, 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 tickle, 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 massage, write, write poetry, songs, create, imagine, ask questions, ask questions, ask questions, and do, and meditate and be. And of course, action is required. Action has been required in my own healing and transformation now. And action will be required for us to attain harmony between civilization and nature. To attain harmony between civilization and nature. To attain harmony between civilization and nature. And if we are, of course, to. So I'm marking today is Black History Month. My black brothers and sisters is Black History Month. My black brothers and sisters is Black History Month. My black brothers and sisters, if I can do some justice, I can do it with some action. You know, some if my black brothers and sisters want some kisses, I can kiss them. I can kiss you. I can hug you. I can massage. I can whatever tickle. I can offer you those because offering just blah blah blah. You know, I've been in organizations and years meeting same thing blah blah blah. And bureaucracy and executive director coming in. No, no hugs, no kisses, no only blah blah. What is this? Give them, offer them some hug. Anybody want a hug? Anybody? But I'm never gonna say no to hugs, kisses, some good massage, neck rub, maybe some good loving or something, you know. Because if it's not love, well, I want nothing to do with it, man. Love comes in many shapes, forms, whatever, you know. It can be pleasure or love for the intellect, intellectual love, intellectual, sexual love, interracial love, rainbow love, LGBTQ love. It comes in so many shapes of forms, you know, or many dimensions. I love this cup of coffee. I love that I'm doing this video. I love that my rent's paid. I'm grateful for it. I don't love that much being broke, but I'm rich in kisses. Broke financially. Money, money, money. What is money fundamentally? It is, of course, to buy or sell, buy or sell, buy or sell services or goods, right? That's why I believe in my DRT, debt refusion theory, to be implemented first and foremost across North America, aka the North American civilizational complex, the complex of North America, the collective North American civilization, aka the North American civilizational complex. Debt refusion theory, basically, of course, taking all private and public debt, refusing it, whatever the United, to they peg it to the United States dollar, for example, the debt of Canada, Canadians such as myself, $10,000 to the RBC, taking my debt, your debt, our debt, coast to coast, and transforming it, pegging it, doing the conversion to the US dollar. Because the United States dollar is still the international finance currency of choice, the global trade currency of choice, and the worldwide commerce, commercial currency of choice at this moment in time still is, right? Although since 2007 it was challenged more and more by the yuan and other currencies, the euro, of course. The euro has major challenges, but it still is the dominant currency in international finance, global trade, and world commerce today on the 16th of February 2023. But so taking all debt, the United States dollar, the United States debt, public and private, and Mexico and the islands, of course, because I include the islands in the North American civilizational complex, refuse it, create what I call the UE. The UE is Universal Exchange Unit. So whatever the United States dollar is, pegging it to the United States dollar and the prices, let's say, given in time to what the prices is today, and putting the standardization, and of course create the UE, and whatever the debt is, refuse it to the United States dollar, and that will be the money supply created, creating a money supply. So that money supply will be the all the debt, United States dollar, Canadian dollar, all the Canadian dollar debt converted to US dollar, the Mexican peso debt converted to US dollar, the Cuban debt, Haitian debt, the Dominican Republic, Bahamas, all the currencies, creating the UE. However, are open to the Bank of International Settlements, the BIS, to work together with other NATO member countries, but first and foremost North America, NATO member countries, and Africa, my brothers and sisters in Africa, Israel, to create this currency, which I firmly believe can save the world in many ways, can save the world in many ways, can save the world in many, many ways. This, so I'm calling on my astrological brother Bill Gates to support it, all public and private partnership, and Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and governments of NORAD, North America, and NATO and beyond for us to move forward and to create the UE. UE stands for Universal Exchange Unit, preferably by biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye being unique biometric identifiers. Of course, create the Universal Exchange Unit. And the Universal Exchange Unit to be pegged to the United States dollar, as I said, and create a global financial institutions to issue this. And the initial money supply will be that all the debt converted to US dollars. The US dollar, of course, the US debt will not have to be converted because it's going to be, but we're going to have to do the addition. So adding all the debt, whatever the debt is, like I said, in United States dollars, adding it together, create the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit. So all the Universal Exchange Unit, central bank, perhaps Bank of International Settlements, the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, create the UE, which I believe for the 21st century can save the world, and create the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions, fundamentally a public and a private partnership of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragon Army, with the International Integrated Dancing, aka the Dancing Goddess Army, and of course to move towards a post-COVID economic, social, financial, and spiritual system for pleasure and purpose. Because fundamentally, my theories and my philosophies and everything that I'm calling for, as I said, that I'm celebrating the 3 years of having survived COVID. I had it 3 times in 2020, 3 years ago. The first came out, it was the most severe. I thought I was gonna die. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. Like pestilence, death, disease, pestilence, and death. And I was sick. On this time in 2020, I was very sick. I thought I was gonna die. In many ways, I did die. And personally, there's nothing that I want to go back to pre-COVID. I paradoxically lost a lot of memory of my youth, adolescence, early childhood, early adulthood, and I remember most of the past years during COVID, all everything that I have written in USB keys, in manuals, in manuscripts, on diaries, as I've been sharing in the past days, past months, and past years during COVID, as I'm sharing now my theories, my philosophies, everything that I am besides being androgynous, pansexual, and being an artist, athlete, activist, and philosopher, underground rapper, gonna rap for the farmers first and foremost. Most of my songs is thank you farmers, butchers, bakers, truckers, and of course, not perfect. I don't play it self-righteous. That's just not me. I admit that some things I'm mediocre. I admit X, Y, Z, and I admit by my solo, not capable to lift the sword of freedom. It's too heavy. Perhaps if my anonymous sister friend who might make a man gonna give her half by second thought she can lift it by her solo. One day out of seven I can be her cuck if she wants. I can be one day out of seven I can be her cuck if she wants. One day out of seven, not every day, but one out of seven I can make a compromise, be her anonymous friend sister's cuck. There we go. We got that out of the way. We can move for sexuality. Of course, it's part of us and part of our life. And my take is do not repress, but channel and sublimate. Whether sexuality, aggression, the Dragon Army, Dragon Zero. And as my Dragon Army troops pledge your legions, how do we channel the aggression? By push-ups and by hugs. I say, how do we channel the aggression? By push-ups and by hugs. How do we channel the aggression? By push-ups and by hugs. That's my policy. Channel the aggression by push-ups and by hugs. Of course, don't start hugging people in the streets without asking or consent. If you're Dragon Army, Dancing Goddess and Dragon Kingdom, bless you, healing, strength, regeneration, renewal. I want my allies and armies to be joyous, to admit feelings matters, emotions matters, and mental health, of course, is part of the equilibrium, the balance. I encourage all the workout, train, exercise. Really does wonders for the mind, body, and spirit. The mind, just working out, training, and exercising. I can't stress enough the importance of regular physical exercise. I cannot stress enough the importance of regular physical exercise. I cannot stress enough the importance of regular physical exercise. My philosophy is the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. How do we invest in it? By working out, training, and by exercising. By working out, training, and by exercising. By working out, training, and by exercising. That's an investment. And of course, sexuality is part of it. It's part of our nature, part of our. Give you an example. In the past months, I think it's almost a year now, I set a discipline and a rule. I said I'm only gonna watch pornography, adult movies during the weekend, during the Sabbath of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. Commences Friday at midnight. Today's Thursday, so tomorrow night, late night, 11:59 p.m. It's 59 seconds at midnight. When the clock starts midnight, it goes from Friday to Saturday. That's when the Sabbath of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom commences, and it lasts for about 44 hours until about Sunday, about 8 7 p.m. 8 p.m. something like that. 7 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Right, because it's 44 hours. Sunday 8 p.m. about, so Sunday, let's say sunset, whatever, and 8 7 p.m. 8 p.m. That's when the regular week of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom commences in the calendar of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. And the Sabbath is for pleasure and bi-weekly rotation, security, defense, service, security, defense, service, security, defense, and service, security, defense, and service, right? The main operations. First and foremost, throughout the North American civilization of collective, the collective North American civilization. And right here is financially struggling independent artist, athlete, activist, many past lives, many incarnations with universal spiritual teaching students, so many mysteries I don't know, so many mysteries I don't know, so many mysteries I don't know. Born in ancient Egypt, born in ancient India, born past life in ancient Rome, Babylon. Right here on this island was born twice. It's my home, Montreal, Hawk Island. I'm a Quebecer. I love French, write rock and roll poetry, philosophy in French and English, and I learned a little bit of Spanish. Like I said, I lost a lot of memory about childhood, adolescence. I remember more in the past years, and COVID, about a lot during COVID and everything that I've written down, and I know I spent a lot of time in libraries, one foot in the libraries, one foot in the streets, learned, read tens of thousands of books, written tens of thousands of pages of philosophy, poetry, art, social theory and analysis, and I'm a pro-labor universal revolutionary centrist, firmly believing my universal revolutionary centrism is goes hand in hand with my theories, my trinity of theories, the CIT citizen integration theory, DRT death row fusion theory, and the DFT democratic fusion theory to be implemented via the fourth dimension LOVE. Love is also action, not just blah blah blah. Because I can blah 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 and be only philosophical and theoretical. Some doing is required, some action, brains and muscle has been, is, and will be required for us to maintain civilization and hopefully upgrade civilization, right? As try to upgrade civilization to move towards the star. I admit that I have aggression in me, have been aggression, but channel and sublimate. I go for marches, I go for push-ups, I do push-ups, I work out, I train and exercise, I channel it, sublimate and channel it, whether aggression, sexuality into art, or workout, train, exercise, physical exercise, push-ups, hawk squats, sports, channel aggression into sports, right? Hockey, gridiron, North American football, basketball, which I love. Dancing is my favorite sport. I have to admit, recognize, and channel. It's part of an ongoing daily thing, and cannot stress again enough the importance of regular physical exercise, which has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice, and have been, and will continue to call for the mass financing of citizens across the North American collective civilization to work out, to train, and to exercise. I always feel good when I work out, train, exercise. I always feel good. There's joy. I've been through depression. I've been suicidal. I've been depressed, suicidal, depressed, suicidal. Also, only my financial, commercial, economic problems with the bank being in the red and in the minus. But DRT, hopefully somebody will listen to this video, gonna spread the word. DRT, Death Row Fusion Theory, Dragon Army, Rainbow Dragon, Adrian Hanna Dragon's Dream, Dancing Goddess and Dragon Kingdom. Hey, look at this theories, man. Theories. CIT, yes, it's time. 21st century North America, let's do this. CIT, Citizen Integration Theory. DRT, Death Row Fusion Theory. DFT, Democratic Fusion Theory via LOVE. Complementary Cooperative Institutions. Public-private partnership for the 21st century. I'm not perfect, far from it. Some things I am mediocre at, some things I don't know, but where we are now paradoxically resembles the world more and more. My analysis, which I've done back in 2019 in October when I've concluded back then after my analysis as being, of course, not only an independent fitness captain and poet and philosopher, but also a geopolitical analyst and theorist, back in October 2019 had concluded based on my analysis that humanity were again on a path towards another international conflagration, aka World War III, and so made, created, and designed and produced my workout training program system, aka the Dragon Army workout, to go hand in hand with such a scenario, an international conflagration. And fast forward 3 years and some months later, 3 and a half later, October to now, seems more and more that it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. So thus, my Trinidad theory is best strictly for the defense and as citizen of Quebec, La Belle Province, Canada, still in North America. Also, paradoxically, world peace advocate. I consider myself universal, part of the world. I want us to move forward, break impasses, but I'm a Quebecer, I'm a Canadian, I'm a North American, and I am also a world citizen. I want to collaborate, of course, on world peace, but first and foremost, invoke defense at all time. Defense, defense at all time. My rent's paid. Electricity bill is paid. Paid my electricity bill, paid my rent, and got some brains and some muscle. Not perfect, far from it. Got some issues, some lust, and some vices. I admit I would go if I would have a little bit more money once a month, or not every weekend, not every weekend, but once while in night. Preferably a LGBTQ friendly strip club or integrated. If I would own a strip club, yeah, I admit it. I would be an it would be a rainbow strip club, LGBTQ strip club. I would own an LGBTQ strip club. There you go, you have it. I'm not perfect, far from it. These things of civilization we have, civilization still has its discontents, right? It's the things which we must and its privileges, as I presented at the beginning of the year and will continue in the coming days, months, and weeks to discuss it. My thesis called The Privilege of Civilization. The privilege of civilization, the privilege of which we have electricity, highways, railways, so many things, pedestrian walkways which were built with cement, with steel, concrete, right? It's it's a privilege of civilization which we interact or we use or we benefit or we have the privilege for to utilize civilization and privilege of civilization. That is my thesis, right? My thesis is the privilege of civilization, multi parts, multi discussions, which I give a lot. I have a lot of thousands of pages written down of my philosophy, theory, and analysis. But in the past days, weeks, and months and years during COVID, a lot I've been giving it and will continue to transmit it via oral communication in an oration, oratory form, in a oral manner, communication by the words, spoken word, and spoken word, spoken word. It is time to learn some science again because in a parallel life I am a scientist, a super scientist in a parallel life. In this life, some brain, some muscle, some philosophy, some theory, some XYZ, some art, some athletics, some activist, some geopolitics, a student scholar, a universal spiritual teaching student because I don't know it all, although I meditate and I am spiritual. Spiritual teaching student. I'm a spiritual teacher who's also a student learning every day. So many mysteries I don't know, right? In a parallel life, I'm a super scientist who builds satellites, supercomputers, microchips, ICBM rockets, software, hardware, and of course, I'm a hybrid of Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and a little bit of Crowleyan with it, a fourth dimension to that trinity. I'm a hybrid scientist, and I've been connecting with that parallel self in during COVID, and I got headaches because sending me documents which are tens of thousands of pages to read on satellites and supercomputers and ICBM rockets and data centers and telecommunications and microwaves and waves and 5G networks, and all that gave me a lot of headaches during COVID. And I sent my parallel self, I said, hey, you give me all this brain stuff. I'm going to give you my workout, which I've created in 2019 October. And my parallel self says, hey, you have a hardcore workout. I've been struggling for a few months, few years to try to do it within the rules, but I finally am able to do it more and more within the rules. But I gotta admit, it's not that easy as it seems. So, well, your science and your theoretical papers and equations and arithmetics and science is not that easy as well. I get headaches and I got headaches. So we kind of complement each other with brains and muscle, muscle and brains, brains and muscle, and theory and philosophy and science and innovation and technology, and my geopolitics and philosophy and physicality kind of complemented and say, hey, paradox of parallel self, paradox of civilization, and brains and muscle. I've concluded that brains and muscle has been, is, and will be required for us to maintain and hopefully upgrade civilization. So, interacting with my parallel self, I came to the conclusion that we need, of course, we still need brains and muscle. Of course, my parallel self, I have conversations and discussions and transmissions and interactions and brains and muscle. Me getting headaches and him getting muscle sores and complementing each other. I've come to the conclusion that brains and muscle is still required for the maintenance and the building of civilization, and that is the fundamental conclusion in my discussions, interactions, and chats with, of course, with uh, with my parallel self. So, and so that is the kind of fundamental conclusion. Brains and muscle has been, is, and will be required as my thesis as well. The privilege of civilization, kind of the concise conclusion, getting rid of 100,000 blah blah blahs, is that brains and muscle will continue to be required for the maintenance and the building of civilization. Brains and muscle will be, as has been, will continue to be required for the maintenance and the building of civilization. That brains and muscle will be and will continue to be required for the maintenance and the building of civilization. So a little bit of gratitude now for those brains and muscle, the truckers, warehouse workers, dockers, on the dock workers, those loading and unloading the vans, unloading, doing the farm work, doing the with brains and muscle, cooking, unloading, loading the trucks with the potatoes, rutabagas, onions, those big bags of bananas, big bags of avocados, big bags of potatoes, big bags, big boxes, boxes of bacon, boxes of bread, all that brains and muscle in the railways, freight train, loading and unloading in the ports, in the docks across North America. Truckers, butchers, bakers, doctors, nurses who utilize brains and muscle now for the firefighters as well, public security workers, big LOV, big dragon hugs, thank you. And now we shall go for the rock and roll. Again, I'm gonna say, express one more final minute my gratitude that my rent is fully paid. This independent artist, athlete, activist who adds fourth other dimensions to that trinity of artist, activist, and athlete, geopolitical analyst and theorist, philosopher, world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet, world peace advocate, and universal spiritual teaching student, is grateful for today that my rent's fully paid my rent for the month of February, fully paid my electricity bill, rental and electricity bill being paid, and got food and coffee. Grateful for that. I'm gonna send some LOV again to the butchers, bakers, nurses, farmers, all involved in the production and the distribution of food. All those going now east, west, north, south with the trucks, loading, unloading, the dock workers, the dock, all the workers in the warehouses, construction workers, those workers of Hydro Quebec. Big love, big LOV, big hugs. Thank you for the work. Sanitation workers of the city who picked up the garbage this week, who pick up the compost. We're gonna pick up the compost, the garbage, and of course the compost is gonna be picked up this week. So 3 times a week they come with those brains and muscle with the machines, loading up, loading, unloading, right? Construction workers. cities, construction workers in the building, highways, public security workers, big LOV, dragging rock and roll for you. You're gonna listen to some science, but I'm gonna record it because I'm gonna be putting it and listening to it while on my marches. Gonna begin with Starlink, Starlink, Starlink.
The feed wire. creating these isolated. satellites, Have you ever thought about This phenomenon is known as refraction. Refraction occurs. Position of the air sets the total is to introduce a lower above the cooling glass. The signal strength. Code is a sequence of zeros and ones. After transmit these zeros and ones in the form Z and zero is low frequency wave. Cell tower is a magnetic wave. This can easily be transmitted through lines which carry reach the destination. For this purpose, the entire towers are lit. Is mainly the service providers are some of the few contain the summary shown here. You can see that for protection and strength. Now, the question is, where does the amplifier get power from under these deep oceans? Well, For this, a thin copper shell is used inside the cable, which carries electric power along the cable so that the amplifiers can be powered. This whole discussion simply means that if optical fiber cables do not reach a part of the globe, that part will be isolated from the internet or mobile communications. If we compare optical fiber cable to traditional copper cable, the optical fiber cable is superior in almost every way. Fiber optic cables provide larger bandwidth and transmit data at much higher speeds than copper cables. This is because the speed of light is always greater than the speed of electrons. The flow of electrons in a copper cable generates a magnetic field, even outside of the cable, that can cause electromagnetic interference. On the other hand, the light which travels through the optical cable is always confined within the fiber. Thus, the chance of interaction with an external signal does not exist. An interesting feature about optical fiber cables is that any light signal which enters from the side has a minimal chance of traveling along the cable. Thus, the optical fiber cables provide high data security. You might be amazed to know that optical fiber was first used in endoscopy, even before it was used in the telecommunications field. In telecommunications, digital pulses are transferred through the optical fiber cable. However, in endoscopic cables, visual signals, which are in the analog form, are transmitted to the other end. We request your support at patreon.com to help us continue our education services, and thank you for watching the video. If you heard about the tree forest, secret Same signal. It even goes farther without requiring a boost. Also, to the cable's each of which can carry into without taking up too much space. Very hard to reach spaces. This is useful in field. Speaking of which, I gotta run. This message from our problem solving website. Check out their new course, Differential and experience tons of percent off an annual subscription. So that's if you ever suggest 99% of join us today as we plunge the depths and to the absolutely which seems like a exception. But even so, if they can ferry an awesome one so much artificial is an extremely technique known as dense wave. Simply, dense wave division instead, several simultaneously and stacked, creating astonishing data speeds. This happens straightforward long points, not every 70 to 100 or so. That's see to be is planning and charting
Fab.
or any especially earthquake or mudslide prone. Already controlled data around ship returns Massive private network, hooking up the online giant's mighty AWS data center
Data centers.
through cables traversing the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, plus the Mediterranean, and the Red Sea, and the South China Sea. The tech giants like to frame these vast environmentally disruptive very much undersea cables. This video is Of links is no fun. Amazon Web Services is an unrivaled colossus in the internet.
No.
that has been created for transmitters. They are sent
Radio broadcasting works. Can you do?